Hello, Aries. This is your reading for the week of July 13th, or when you hear it and it resonates, Sun, Moon, Rising, of course. Aries, my dears, the first thing that I started feeling when I was tuning into your energy was that there may be a little bit of a conflict or an impasse that you are at in regards to somebody you are speaking with, negotiating with, as you are in the process of changing a structure that is your structure or their structure. But what it feels like to me is that there is simmering, simmering resentment. Didn't know that was in there. Simmering resentment. Originally, it was just simmering emotion from the past. But there is something that's coming together here that is bringing a current situation in alignment with a past event. And this is where you get the chance to be able to understand, to look beyond now, to look back, and to check in with where you are feeling resistance to this person now or to this situation now, and what emotion it brings up from your situation in the past. You have a tendency as a fire sign and as the first one to want to get things done and get it done fast and move on, and that's it. What sometimes can happen, though, is you're asking people to change the structure of their life, their situation, their job, their belief system. And as you try to force that, what you do is you create resistance. So when you are dealing with, this is where it gets a little tricky. Okay, you're being asked to remember, please, that there is more at work than just you. But you're also being asked to remember to please to look at this not just as a situation you're trying to manage, but a situation that is here to teach you. And in this case, it feels to me as though for some of you, there is a pot of old emotion that never really got cleared. It's like the pot never got emptied and washed. And so whether you realize it or not, there may be some energetic overlay from situations in the past where perhaps you did not feel as though you were being respected, you were being honored, you were being seen. And that might inadvertently be affecting how you are now responding in this situation to somebody else. So if we stick with what Spirit is asking you to do, which is be your own hero, being your own hero doesn't always mean fighting for what you want. Being your own hero can sometimes mean, it depends on the hero you choose to emulate, but it can mean becoming quiet and learning to go inward, where you find your personal power as you let go of old energies that are motivating you at an unconscious level. This is where you really, really find your power, Aries. And it's a good thing for you to find your power because you are very powerful people. Honest to goodness, Aries, I gotta say, you can be some of the most proactive and determined and let's just do it kind of people. Really, even more so than some of the other fire signs. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate about you. But in this case, it's asking you to please remember that you can focus on that this is a journey of faith. This is about self-awareness for you. And so this is a journey of faith. It's a journey inward. It's a journey of self-awareness, which is what the spiritual journey is. So what they're also saying, keep in mind that there is more going on than just you, that there is a higher power, but there are also other people who may be wiser in a situation than you. It's not just going to be, divine messages that are telling you what to do. There are other people around that might actually have better ideas than you. I know that's hard to hear, but it's true. They're also saying, look for the yeses. Look for the yeses. And I find this is really wonderful. The resistance card. Yes. When you are in a resistant state to somebody, when you have that or something, when you have that energy about you, yes, you can work with it and understand what it's connecting to in you that you can now let go of. But there is there's also that sense of no, right? No. Can you say yes? Can you look at this and say, okay, can I just accept that this is the situation the way it is? And if I don't look at trying to make it what I think it should be, if I'm open to other possibilities, can I just say yes? And you know what? This might even be relevant in terms of if you're having a discussion or an argument with somebody. Sometimes people just keep saying no to you because they're in resistance. What happens, it's instead of a no and a no, what if all of a sudden you take on the Tai Chi approach and you just let it go by? You don't fight it, you let it go by. What if you just simply allow yourself to trust that things are going to work out the way they need to work out, that you don't have to influence it? Because sometimes you want to influence it because what you're really concerned about is how it might impact you later if you don't take care of it now, right? So the thing is, you create yourself you create yourself your own structure for how you want to deal with this. And you allow yourself to stay in the positive energy. Can you experiment? If you are actually having an argument with somebody, can you experiment by just, instead of being contrary, can you just simply say, yeah, okay. As long as you're willing to face the consequences, it's up to you. Can you try that just to see what would happen? Because sometimes it really is just somebody being positional, somebody saying, I can do what I want. Now, of course, that's so common when we're dealing with family situations for old stuff to come up. So this might be a family member that you're dealing with, but it could just as easily be somebody who represents somebody that you've experienced in your family. But it does feel like it goes back to old stuff, to old feelings, because it's literally like I'm seeing an old cauldron between two people simmering with all of this energy coming up out of it, and it's affecting both of them, but they don't even realize that they're being affected by it. You could call this out. You could clear the decks. You could take this cauldron and put it right there. And if you do that, don't be surprised that some ucky stuff might come up from the bottom of the pot. But this could be one of the most healing possibilities for you ever, and for whoever you're with. But let's just talk about you, okay? Again, this is something you have to do according to what feels right to you. And if this is a situation that you're in, Aries, again, it's be your own hero. And what does that mean? Sometimes being a hero, it might mean walking away. It might mean letting somebody do things the way they want to do. It might mean abdicating responsibility. It doesn't mean having to rush in on a horse, on a white horse, on a white steed, you know. This might be being your own hero, might be stepping back. This is what you've got to decide. This is all about your journey inward, my dears, and what you discover when you let yourself, okay? I'm going to leave you with that, Aries. This looks like it could be a really, really interesting time for you in terms of, learning a new way how to use your power. I'm going to leave you with that, Aries. Much love. Take care.